All right. Sorry about that, guys. I had to boot off that stream. Brenda showed the link when she screen shared. So I'll be inviting everyone back on except for Brenda because look at that. Right. So let's just send the link out. Right. So go to the group conversation thing. Right, let's do that. And you can all come back in now. So I'll just wait for that. I send it to Nick as well. Brenda showed the link at the end of that. When she screen shared, it had the Hangouts like link on it. So yeah, that's what happened. If you go to the end of it, you will see that the link was shown. So I'm just not like risking that. And plus, I'm kind of glad because all it is just back and forth. I knew it was going to happen. Yeah, I knew it was just going to be a lot of time wasting. So I'm kind of glad that it happened in a way because because I didn't want to run anyway for that reason. It's a lie. It's not a lie. It's a lie. It's not a lie. Prove it's a lie. No, prove it's not a lie. It's just all like going back and forth. It's like, what the fuck? Why? Sure, there's more important things than arguing over whether an image is real or not. Yeah, so let me just send it out to Mick as well. Stephen Brady, I'll send it to him as well. Right, so I've got to do that. Right, so no one's rejoined yet. Maybe they don't know what's going on, but they should find out soon. Right. Yeah, I mean, spirituality, it's interesting, I suppose, like people's views on that. I mean, I want to, kind of, it's good to get deep into like why we're here and what we are and who we are and all that sort of stuff. Because we can argue about whether such and such happened or, whether something's real or not, but I don't know, it's like, for me, like, getting more deep into, understanding, like, what it is that we're dealing with in this reality, like, is it a simulation? Is it whatever? Like, not if it's a simulation, but what is really going on? I think a lot of people, they have questions and then they end up falling, for the religious narratives. So yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, that's not an order. I know. I mean, it was all kind of going well at the beginning. We were talking about like, you know, like the powers that be, the system, and some other stuff as well. So yeah, but I knew it would get like thrown off at when Brenda came on, so I didn't really want to have her on for that reason. I knew it would just be about, you know, the shape of the earth or whatever, and just kind of not for me. I kind of think there's a lot of other things going on that should be focused on. How are you doing, Jason Tomlinson? Good to see you. So no one's rejoined yet. Maybe they're still over in the other chat, but I did knock it off. But maybe they're still. So I don't know what's going on, but all right, Steven's back soon apparently. So yeah, yeah. So yeah. I'll make it this going all that anyway. But yeah, hi again, Chris. Yeah. Reality Creator 666. No, don't believe. Getting here slowly. How many of us was here? What's there's 9, but it was 10. But I have to include myself in that. How you doing, Baron Broskowicz? Good to see you. Yeah, so I've just started up a new one because it could have been sniped at the end. I saw the link, but maybe people didn't see it. And plus Brenda was on, so I just kind of had enough. So feel free to, bring up any suggestions. Yeah, I did send Stephen the link. He should have it. Maybe they're still arguing and they got distracted, perhaps. Don't know how I would knock it off altogether. So it's, I don't know. I don't know if they're still in that one. Yeah, probably still arguing. Well, I'll keep it going for a bit. But I'm certainly not letting Brenda back in because.
Hey, so what happened then, Jamie?
Yeah, well, Brenda showed the link at the end.
Oh, you're joking! Come on.
Yeah, if you go to the end, when she screen shared, I saw the link. It said Hangouts, Google, whatever. I thought she might have shortened the link so it wouldn't be able to see all of it, but I could see all the link. So, yeah, but I didn't want her on anyway because it was just getting ridiculous.
To be honest, that didn't go very well, did it?
No, that's why I had my reservations.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I've been on panel before, and she's even been on mine before, like on my old channel, and it just ends up being arguing about gravity and stuff like that.
Yeah, I didn't know, Jamie. I didn't know, and that's why you had your reservations, which is like you should have really said, well, she's been on my link before and she's caused loads of shit, so no, we don't really want her on. There you go. It would have been like, no.
Yeah, well, I just thought, well, it's not. it's not entirely my channel, so I suppose it's good to like kind of get to experience these people for yourself, isn't it?
That were funny that because I've just come in, literally just come in from dropping my missus off at work, literally with Jin and Brenda fucking arguing like fuck.
Well, they're
What's
still over there.
going on? Oh dear.
But like one saying it's fake, then the other saying, "How do you know it's fake?" And then it's like, because I know it's fake. It's like this kind of
prove it. No, you prove it.
circular
No,
reasoning kind of thing. It's like, what the fuck?
No, you
So
prove
like,
it. No,
I was
you
like,
prove it.
I was almost siding with Brendan at one point because he couldn't even show proof of the like that it was fake. Like he couldn't even demonstrate it. Like I don't know. I just thought that was kind of funny coming from someone who claims it's flat and all that.
So we're back on now. Yeah. He, she. Yeah. Reality creator 666. He, she. Oh, Baron Bronkovich. Yeah. Hi, oh, Brenda. Yeah. So now we know Brenda ain't getting no link.
Yeah, like
yeah.
I mean, it's the thing is though, if I'd have booted Brenda out, what she might have done is got someone else in to snipe it or whatever. Like just
yeah.
I don't know. You just don't really know. She said she wouldn't snipe, but if you're gonna show the link, that's like just as bad. I mean, I know like that people say you know make problem. Like I mean, some people they sort of it's like, but she's been on loads of hangouts. She must know how to not show the link. So
yeah.
like she's been at this for years on panels.
Yeah.
Like she was probably around before even like we got into this topic really. Like yeah, but
yeah,
I just feel like there's more important issues to kind of focus on myself. Like what does it matter if someone thinks an image is real versus someone thinking it's fake? It's like why are you both trying to impose like your viewpoints on each other? Like if you want to think it's that way, then. But I mean, I'm trying to impose it because I'm. But I try to more like ask questions, try to get people thinking because, like, if it is a belief system and they don't realize it, then maybe it kind of just opens their eyes a bit to that. You know that there might be another possibility, but I'm not trying to like take away their kind of identity or like that because I feel like that's what it is for some people. It's like flat Earth is like an identity, or concave is like an identity. It's like, but obviously Jim said it's not his identity though. At least he was like kind of realist about that, I suppose. But yeah.
Yeah, that was. No, I missed most of that. Well, I didn't because I heard a bit of it just before I went out the door. I heard a bit of it, with a. It's not. You prove it. No, it's not. You prove it. You prove
Yeah, I was
your.
kind of laughing for a bit, but then it got to a point
You
where
prove
it
your
got ridiculous.
Yeah. You prove your flat. You prove your ball. But it's like I was saying. It's a fucking. It's in everyone's interpretations. You
Just
see it.
seems like a psyop to me. Like even if you're a flat earther, you've got to realize that this whole thing's been released to cause division amongst individuals. That's what to me it's like because like you hold all of the stuff they put out there, the symbolism and everything. That and it's like, oh yeah, the United Nations and all that, and it's like, it's a flat Earth map and all that, but it's just all to me, it's all just been put out to try and create that division because the United Nations are actually, well, they call it United Nations, but I think it's actually a divided nations. The United Nations are actually, no, I'm thinking about it, nation, we're not of a nation, are we? We're just on a land, it's like a nation is, set up by rulers, isn't it? Like, so in a way, yeah, it is the United Nations because they're all united at the top, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The
Yeah,
lodges and all that. And
yeah,
like even the secret societies, that they'll all be working together. It's like, yeah, they'll have their own sort of tasks to do, I reckon, but they'll all be working together for the same agenda, which is to keep the humanity in a lower state of being, really, and
yeah,
keep themselves in a higher state of being. But it isn't the highest really because they're like preying on like weak individuals in a way, like to kind of um, build their empire for them.
yeah,
So yeah, keep talking about flat, 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 or concave, 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 or globe, globe, globe. What? I mean, I think people are just missing the point. Like I was for a long time. Think, oh yeah, what, why? How can people say it doesn't matter? Then I started to realize it doesn't fucking matter, does it? Because no matter what shape it is, you know, it's
yeah.
not
No,
like it's flat, so that kind of takes away all of the control structure. Like if everyone thinks it's flat, then well, what happens then? NASA gets when that space agencies get exposed, whatever, and then they'll say, um, well, we were trying to tell you the whole time, maybe this is just a theory, right? So they were trying to tell you the whole time, and then the government say, well, we didn't know, we were fooled as well. So that said, well, people might actually start having more sympathy with the government, and because they've given the money to them, and then it's like not actually um, gone to a but then it's like I think that's what the majority of people, but there will still be people who be like, no, but you should be responsible for this because like you should have known, you should have made sure that they were doing what they said they were doing because the taxpayers' money is funded to this crap. Let's just say let's say it's all fake. Yeah,
yeah,
that's what I would see would happen. So I don't think any of it matters anyway. I mean, people say, well, they're trying to hide more land. Well, okay. I mean, Dell was talking about, let's do some expedition. All right, great. Um, yeah. So how many years has gone past? And he's been, growing in, followers and stuff, and he still hasn't got any sort of like foundation for it going on. Yeah, it's like
mm.
it's just um,
So,
it's
sorry,
just to me, it's just a pipe dream.
what happened? What happened to Mick? Is he?
I don't know. I sent him the link again, but maybe they're all still arguing in there. I don't know.
No, that went off. That it's gone. That now, I think.
But yeah, Ian Tom was saying about how, like, if you have a pipe and it's like the light, you wouldn't see the light at 20 feet, let alone like a mile or something. So it almost wouldn't be like a worthy experiment in a way, would it? Because like I think like Wide Awake did something on a like showing that the light was starting to become obscured at the bottom when he I think he puts like he was looking from one end. It was quite a long pipe. He was looking from one end to the other, but it wasn't like really long, but it was long enough so where it's like starting to become obscured. So people was like, oh, it's angular resolution limit,
Yeah,
which on that kind of that is probably the case because obviously like small things, I mean, I get the argument like that. If you have, let's just say you had a building, yeah, and then you
yeah,
have the water going up to that. at some point, those two things are going to start to interfere because of the Rayleigh criterion, which is, when the aperture, any aperture, it kind of it has its limitations because of how much information it can fit into that. Because when it can't fit enough information, it will start to blend together like two objects. But the thing is, though, if you look at the amount that it can do, there's like a rule of thumb where it's like with your standard atmosphere, it's like I think it's about 6 feet at 3.25 miles, which is roughly about what they say is the horizon distance. Yeah, so that's when it's going to start to disappear according to that kind of criterion. But the thing is, though, don't cameras have a bigger resolution than say like the human eye, as in like a bigger like aperture, so it can fit more information in that, can't it?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Because you've got more, say, pixels and stuff, haven't you? And you've got more. I mean, not actually, you've got less than the eye, but you've got an object that you can use to kind of magnify the image that you're seeing. Like, but you'd think though that because of the increased aperture, it would actually bring back the bottom details. Like, maybe I'll make a video about it at some point, but like, basically, yeah, because this argument of interference, you're going to get it at small apertures, like a mobile phone camera or whatever, but you wouldn't think it would get so much at like a P900.
Yeah. Oh, I am on that one. That's weird. Yeah.
So what's the explanation? Like, if it's continuing to be lost at the bottom, the same amount of detail gone at the bottom, no matter how much you increase the aperture, then how do you explain that? Like, because I could get stuff up now and show like how it's kind of I don't know, like you've probably seen it all before, so is there even any point? But like when you see the Toronto skyline, a lot of it's being cut off. Like, it's like, where's all that gone?
Oh yeah.
So I was bringing that up, and then Mick was saying that it might depend on the reflection angle and stuff, because obviously all the light we're seeing is reflected light, because you wouldn't be able to see something unless sunlight is being reflected off of it, or some kind of unnatural light maybe, but there's some kind of light has to be bouncing off of it, so unless it's a light itself, like maybe if you had like say like when you see the like Winter Hill and it's all lit up, yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yep.
But like, obviously, but there still has to be light bouncing off of that though. Like there still has to be like, well, I mean, it's propagation of light actually, isn't it? It's like, because if it itself is a source of light, then it would propagate. But the thing is though, like if I don't know, like when you get say like the nighttime footage and stuff like that, is it much different from the daytime footage? Because I mean, because you would think that when you kind of eliminate some of those variables, like with the warmer temperature inversions and things like that, would that make much of a difference? Because I've seen stuff and it doesn't really make much of a difference. I don't know, like it's still losing some at the bottom. So I'm just kind of being honest with like what I see on all of these like information, even like if I'm being honest, like even when I was at Southport with my own eye, I could see the landmass that was like 50, oh my god, no, 40 odd miles away. Yeah, part of it at the bottom was cut off.
What?
I mean, I get there's like mirroring and all that, but
What's your observation on what were you looking at?
That was from Southport to the South Lakes kind of area.
Right, yeah. And that's further south than what Blackpool is, isn't it? I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, it's about 44 miles, but obviously they say, well, when you look over water, you're getting all this like refraction. But they say it bends upwards. But if the denser medium's at the bottom, then how does? Because I was saying this yesterday on a thing about the concave Earth. Because what they're claiming is that the reason why things appear so low in the sky, or just terrestrial objects, is because of light bending upwards. But that gets over the denser medium. So how is should it be bending downwards, making the thing appear higher?
Yeah. Hello, Jim.
Hello, what are we talking about?
What the fuck was that all about?
What do you mean?
Arguing with Brenda.
Brenda is a man who's a tranny, and he's got an agenda, hasn't he?
How do you know
Brenda,
that's a man? You can't say that. You can't say that.
of course you can. Brenda is a man who is with the agenda, and he brings in his point of view, which is contrary to what I believe. I don't know about you guys, but contrary to what I believe, and I'm obviously going to put him to the test on that. And that's what that was all about. Remember, he came in rather insulting as well. I was just barely stating that, gravity is not it's a theory. It's not real, and we don't have it. But he got insulting, didn't he? Go away, go away, he said. Yeah, run away and all that. Yeah?
Mm.
Well, it's not actually as bad. Sometimes, like in the past, it would actually be more insulting. Like, it would say that people are morons if you think the Earth's flat and all that. So I bet you're glad that he's not come like that on this one.
Well, for me, as I said to him, right, that everything that I've seen to date hasn't convinced me that we are living on a spinning ball, and there's nothing, and he didn't bring anything to the table. You see, because the onus.
But you were saying that it's fake, but you didn't provide out either.
But it's not for me to provide. That's the thing here. I was once a glober, okay? I was once a globehead, okay? But I'm no longer a globehead. So if anybody wants me to come back to where they are, after knowing the facts that I know, they've got to try and convince me. And they haven't done so. So good luck to you, okay? The evidence is far too strong. I missed it when I was educated through school. I have now checked my education, and the education I learnt was wrong. Now, if this individual and anybody else who was once a flat earther and then goes back to the globehead, that's up to those guys. That's up to those guys to live in the world they've created for themselves, which I believe is a fantasy. And that's a fact. It's a fantasy. Okay?
Yeah,
clear evidence. Yes?
Jim, we've got a comment in chat here. Baron Bronskovic. Sounds like you dissed his God. Sounds like you dissed his God, Jin.
I dissed Nani? I what?
You dissed his God.
Oh, Jin. Yeah. Thanks very much. Yeah, I did. Thanks very much for that. Yeah, I sure did. I did the right thing, guys. Look, those who are flat earthers know for sure we're not spinning, right? And if we're not spinning, there's your answer straight away. Why aren't we spinning after we were told we were spinning at 1,036 miles per hour at the equator? Why are we not spinning? We can't find every evidence. We can't find any evidence of curvature. We don't see any real videos. And every image of Earth that has been purported to come from NASA has been 4 sizes too small. When from the moon, for example, Earth should be 4 times the size, but it's not. It's all fake. We know that. We know from experiments, the laws of thermodynamics. We know, well, I know anyway, that you can't go to space and suddenly be in 0G gravity. It doesn't exist. Anything in a vacuum will be destroyed in a vacuum. Electronics, okay? Human beings. Anything you put up there, Lee. I'm going to be putting up some videos later to show you these experiments because, man, they reveal what happens in a vacuum. And an astronaut actually went into a vacuum chamber and collapsed. And he said that he could feel the saliva on his tongue bubbling. So people like Mr. Brenda with the wrong agenda, he's a bit of a beggar. Well, I'm sorry, he came with nothing. He says, I'm in denial. I'm not denying anything. I'm denying nothing. All I'm saying is what you've brought to me, I've seen before, it's fake. It's been proven to be fake. That's it. Prove to me. You can't prove it. No one can, because it doesn't exist. Okay? So all those who were once flat earthers and who have moved to the globe side, all I say to you is good luck. Good luck. You won't be swaying me anytime soon. And it's for the globe heads and the heliocentric model believers to bring their model to me for scrutinizing. And I tell you now, we know it's fake. Got nothing. Can't find anything at all in what they say. Nothing. Yet self-evidence, the sun comes over and the moon on a flat earth. Makes more logical sense. The evidence is there. So that's why, I'll always be dogmatic, and I will always cherry pick my way through. Always. That's the way it is. It's not denial. If they want to call it denial, I feel sorry for them. So
you just admitted to cherry picking?
Well, of course, it's not a crime. Cherry picking is not a crime. Don't be silly. I'm going to bring across.
Is it that
hang on a second, Jamie. Hang on a second, Jamie. It's not conversation bias at all. I am going to bring the best evidence for my knowledge. So from my knowledge, I'm going to cherry pick the best information. The best is what I'm going to cherry pick from my list of informations and proofs. I'm going to cherry pick the best ones. It's not a crime. It's not a crime.
Well, cherry picking to me could also mean that you're ignoring all the stuff that refutes or could refute it, So I suppose the whole word the term cherry picking is kind of like. Well,
I'm being honest. I'm being honest and straight. I'm being honest and straight. I'm not lying to anybody. I'm going to cherry pick from the best of the flat earth proofs and evidence. I'm going to cherry pick to bring it across and bring to the table. That's what I mean. And let us not forget, Jamie, I would love for you to bring me a video and a photograph. I would love it. Then I'd be joining you like that at the click of a finger. I'll just be joining you. If I can see a real video from all those satellites.
Well, to be fair, I wouldn't really be interested in the so-called because it's like, well, that could be like, so people say that's fake or whatever. It's like, but if you could go out and actually test it for yourself and repeat it, then that can't really be refuted, can it?
Well, if we can bring me the video of the Earth spinning real time with and a real photograph of the real Earth from the so-called satellites that are out there, Hubble, many instruments that are floating in the vacuum of space with no fuel. I don't know how they can stay up there, but anyway, if you can bring me something like that tangible, I'm going to believe. Of course, I would be a fool not to. Just like I think people are foolish not to believe in the flat Earth at the moment, when the evidence is all abound. No curvature. You cannot measure curvature.
So you believe in the flat Earth then?
No. I know it's flat, as I've said to you.
But how do you know it's flat?
Well, so you're asking me how I know it's flat now again. Do you want me to go through that all over again for you? Yeah. Do you want me to go through that all for you again? Do you need me to? Because I would if you want.
Can I ask a little question?
All right.
Hey. Right. I know because I know. Because I've seen it with my own eyes, Jamie. Okay? That's why I know.
So how much of it have you seen with your own eyes?
I've seen enough to know that the Earth is level. Everywhere I've been, 2 weeks at sea, more than enough. More than enough to convince me. More than enough. From 1970. I'm going back with experiences from 1970. So all those years.
Did you come to that conclusion yourself, Jim, or was it like somebody pointed out to you?
Say that again?
Did you discover the flat Earth yourself? Or was it pointed out to you? Did you watch a video? Or
Oh,
something?
this is it, you see. I knew that the earth was flat as a child, but didn't realize it. You see what I mean? And then, later on in my life, it was pointed out to me. Oh, the earth is flat. And that was because we were getting suggestion bars in 2014. In the recommendation bars, videos were popping up. I ignored them all through 2014. It wasn't until 2015 that I clicked on them.
What, you ignored all that flat earth stuff, Jim?
Yeah, I did. I ignored it all when I was in 2014. I ignored it because I thought it was absurd that someone would put that up. It's not flat. It's a sphere. I believed. You see, I believed it was. Yep. But it's not until I clicked, and then and then when I clicked, and that was the Mark Sargent one first, all my childhood memories came flooding back, and it all made sense. My military training and all the experiences there, everything came flooding back. And I just couldn't believe how I missed it all. That was my shock, that I actually missed all the evidence. But as a child, I thought it was, level. Didn't think we were on a ball until I went to school. And that was in 1970. I was born in 61. And NASA went to the moon in 1969. So I believed in everything. Believed in the moon landing. I thought they were real. I thought, I thought we were living on a spherical ball because that's what I was taught. But as I've said, if anyone can bring me the real video and the real images, because we know they didn't go to space because you can't go there. But if you can bring it, I'll be on board like this.
Evidence isn't proof. Evidence isn't proof, though, is it?
Evidence isn't proof. I mean, look, if we can bring a video of us, of this real Earth spinning, that should be good enough, I think.
The video, though, that's what you're dismissing now. So you got one, you might look at it and say, it's not real.
Well, it might not. Well, it all depends on the quality and, of course, and the verification of it. And if I can go and see the image for myself from where it's taken, blinding.
So you said that boils down to a belief then?
If I can see a video of Earth spinning in real time, I would take that as evidence. I would.
But you haven't asked the question, though. Is it a belief?
It would be real for me, and it would be a knowing because I can see it. But I would still need to feel the spin, and we don't feel that. So that's why I say to you, I know that the Earth is flat because we don't have any curvature, we don't have any spin, we don't have any videos, we don't have any pictures, we have nothing, no evidence of this. But flat Earth evidence is abound, over 100 at least abound. So there's just too many flat Earth evidences. That's why I know the Earth is flat. I've seen it with my own eyes. I haven't seen the spherical Earth with my own eyes. I haven't. Okay, and that's that, and that's enough said. You know Jim's a flat earther, you know where he comes from, done. I don't have to prove it to anybody at the end of the day, but that's it. I'm happy with that. I don't need to be convinced. I need to be convinced that the Earth is a spherical ball, though, and there is nothing. And remember, I was once a heliocentric believer, and let's not forget, the heliocentric model is only 476 years old. That's all it is. Whereas the Earth being flat goes on for thousands of years.
What do you think the point of us is, Jim?
What do I think of?
What's the point of us? Why we're here?
Oh, well, I did say earlier on, our job was originally to look after this planet. This flat Earth. Scrub that, this flat Earth we're living on. That was our
planet, Jim.
Yeah, it's from time to time I do slip of the tongue, it's called. But,
yeah.
Slip of the tongue there. But I believe that we were here originally to look after this Earth. That's our job. That's it. That's all I can say. It was made perfect to us, for us. It's been hijacked. The Creator's beautiful flat Earth has been hijacked.
Would you say we were gardeners? Gardeners gardeners to the garden, is that what we are?
Yeah, that's what I believe we are. Yeah.
Look at the way now, Jim. How far off are we?
Sorry?
How far away from what we're supposed to be are we? We live in
Yeah,
concrete.
we've gone. Yeah, we have. We've gone a long way. I totally agree with you. This world we live in is not, it's not, this fantasy world is completely wrong. Yeah, we've strayed off. We have strayed off the golden path. I agree. I don't disagree with you at all.
It's like we're shitting our water hole and then pay to get it cleaned. It's like,
That's right. That's it. That's what's gone wrong. We have turned out to be a poison on this earth at the moment. Man, that is, not the animals and anything else. We are the worst living thing on this earth at the moment.
well, you can't really generalize it to the individual, isn't it? If you start to generalize
No, I know, but what you know, those people who say nothing are adding to the problem. Of course, I have been aware of this, and I've been a proponent of trying to live in harmony with Earth. So I try to buy things that are non-chemical, things that do biodegrade, body soaps, things for cleaning the house. That's what I do. I try and use my car as least as possible. I do more cycling than driving, and if I have to go longer distances, I use the motorbike. So, you know, I try to use my vehicles as less as possible and move around the earth under my own steam, as it were. And I've been like that from way back, childhood days, and, you know, being aware of the environment. So it's not a new thing.
Does any of us think we come here more than once?
Yeah, go on. Anyone answer that? I believe in. I felt deja vu. I have that quite regularly these days. I say regularly, you know, a few months.
It's like nothing gets wasted, does it? It's all recycled, isn't it?
What do you mean by that?
Like the world recycles everything.
Is that nature we're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
okay, right.
what I was thinking is like, why would consciousness be any different? Do you know what I mean? Why would it give you this consciousness to lose it?
Well, yeah, consciousness being recycled. Are you talking about one's individual consciousness, group consciousness? I'm a little bit lost now.
It's the way I feel. It's only the way I feel, so it's not like I'm telling you how it is. It's how it feels for me. Is there's one big consciousness that all conscious things belong to that we return to at death, but then we have an individual separation and we express them in this vessel.
Right. So, Lee, are you calling me, Lee?
Nope.
Well, I've got someone calling here.
Yeah, just exit.
Someone's calling me, I think. I don't know who it is. Continue.
Yeah, like according to like.
Yeah, I think you're calling me, Lee.
Yeah, well,
check.
deny it. No, just deny it then, because I'm on here, aren't I?
Yeah, I can't deny it. It seems to be.
Can you not exit?
No, someone's. Yeah, it's just stuck on. No, I can't decline it. Let's have a look.
It'll go up eventually. Sure. Decline. You must have an answer or decline.
No, what it is, right, is that it's you called me and it's still on.
No, it's because it's I've just changed.
Yeah, Lee Edwards. Yeah, look, see, flat Earth.
I've just changed on the
waters, still water. Right, still there ringing.
You must be able to decline.
No, I can't. I've tried it just now. Look, I've pressed
the red button. Right, Jin, are you on your mobile or your tablet at the minute?
I'm on the tablet at the minute.
Right, it's because it's calling the mobile because you went. That's what it is.
My phone, my tablet's calling. Oh, you mean you're calling me?
No. All I've done is just switched over to real conversations, so I'm back on the real conversations link. That's all I've done is changed over to that. So because I've clicked into that, it's probably that's why it's trying to ring you.
Right. Well, it's not. I can't seem to cancel it. It's continuously ringing.
Turn your phone off then.
It'll start ringing again when you turn it back on.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine that. Yeah. Doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo. What the fuck? See, now I've got it. Hold on. You must be able to turn it off.
Yeah, but if as soon as I click on the apps, it starts ringing straight away.
Can you not turn the other device off?
Look, I can switch off I can come out of apps. Okay, I'm out of the apps now, right? But if as soon as I click on the Hangouts apps to use it, it's ringing.
What? You click on the Hangout, you should be able to decline it.
No, I can't. Can't decline it at all.
That's
You don't answer it and hang up.
Well, that's what I've just done. I've just answered it. Right? And it's still
turn it
ringing.
off. Turn it off. Turn the device off. Turn your phone off. And it'll get
Yeah, but then when I switch it back on, it comes on, doesn't it?
I don't know, does it?
Yeah, it does. I've done that already.
What? Off. Turn it off. Right. Oh, that's what the fuck?
And it's still ringing.
Only quiet. It doesn't really matter, does it?
It's crazy. See, when I do this now that's me. I've exited the app. But as soon as I go into the app, it rings. Never mind. Anyway, never mind. We'll have to edit all that. Yeah. So you're saying consciousness recycles itself, you were saying, Mike?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I can't see why it wouldn't. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem to waste anything.
The consciousness for me means that you are aware that you are alive, for example. You are awake. Yeah? That's what I understand consciousness to be to me.
Only half the time, because you're
Sorry?
only half the time that happens, isn't it?
We what? Sorry, I didn't get that.
You're only conscious half the time, aren't you? You sleep the other half, so you're not aware of that.
Well, I'm awake quite a long. I'm awake quite a long time actually. I sleep maybe 4 hours a day at the moment.
But while you're asleep,
While I'm asleep, yeah, semi-conscious, I'd have to say.
see, I don't dream. I have nothing. I just shut my eyes and open them again. So
While I'm asleep, yeah, semi-conscious, I'd have to say. Hey.
Still calling you? Am I still calling you or what?
Yeah,
You got an open page on, I think. Watch page.
No, it was just
Yeah, that's funny. That
You're right now. It stopped on it now. Yeah.
I don't know. No. I'm going to check it.
No, it's
Still going on.
What the fuck's going on?
Still going on.
That's not good.
Yeah. I think it's on your other phone. I think when you called me or whatever, I don't know what happened.
No, because I've got the watch page on one phone, on
Right.
YouTube, watching the chat and everything, and I'm talking to you guys on my old phone.
Right. But you must have called me at one point, yeah? Because it's ringing.
You can. I'm sure you can. Like, just put the fucking red button. No, you know.
No, I done that. I did that, and it's still ringing. I did that, and it's still ringing.
Nice. I wonder if I could switch my phones over. I wonder if that'll work. That might work. That's weird, though. No, because it's
Yeah. So our friend Brenda with the wrong agenda. Yes, you know. But you're going to get these trolls coming. He's just a troll. Full stop. Brenda.
Brenda went fucking mental. Sorry, I'm swearing, but she went mental on me when I started getting into it.
Yeah, but it's a he, isn't it? Brenda's a he, though. That's had a sex change, I think. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You know, Brenda with the wrong agenda. And, you know, yeah, Brenda will never be welcome back on this channel ever again. Don't want trannies on. Thank you.
Yeah, well, Jamie mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, I just thought give because I've forgotten who it was. You see, I didn't realise it was that Brenda until he came on. You see, that wasn't clear. That didn't get clear to me. Got to start speaking properly, guys. He's a tranny. You know, get the right terminology. Oh, that Brenda. I don't want to talk to him. You know what I mean? I don't want to talk to that idiot. Yeah, no. I thought I heard a woman's voice. You see.
Yeah.
I thought I heard a woman's voice. But so if you're listening, Brenda, you need a checkup from the neck up because you're deluded and you're a tranny. You mug. I can understand women, a woman trapped in a man's body, right? Can understand that. But if you're born a man, you're just following the trend, consensus, good luck to you.
Why does it matter? You know what I mean? It's like
Because look. Two men cannot continue the human race. The creator didn't create that.
that's what I'm saying.
That's why it matters. That's why it matters. Two
I
women.
What I was saying is, why does it matter to the point where you have to physically change yourself to say, well, say I want to be a woman, right? Because I feel like a woman. I just find who likes us the way I am born like that, wouldn't I? Because I would still want to be with that man. Do I have to have an image of myself that I think they find attractive because I'm not them? Do you know what I mean?
No, that's right. That's understandable. Like I said, if it's a woman and everything about her is effeminate, go and have the operation. No problem. And vice versa. If it's a woman trapped in a man's body or a man trapped in a woman's body, if you need to go and have the operations, go ahead. If something went wrong during the biological stage of your development in your mother's womb, fine, no problem. But it's men who are already men that just want to change. They're the ones that I don't get.
Whatever you are. So, like, what I'm saying is, there's no need to change. There's no an operation at any point unless there's a problem.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. There might be a psychological one. I tell you what. What about Brian Manning? You know, the guy that exposed the WikiLeaks, or WikiLeaks exposed his findings. You know, the collateral killing with the Apache gunship that shot down all those Reuters reporters and that.
All right.
Yeah. Well, Brian Manning has become Chelsea Manning now. He had a sex change, didn't he?
You can't have a sex change, can you? It's not really, you're not changing your sex, you're just changing a few bits about it.
Well, yeah. He's gone and had the check. He's gone and had the snip. I don't know. He's now Chelsea Manning.
Yeah, I've just had a really funny thought, Jim. You remember the song by the Kinks, Lola?
Lola, yes.
Is it my Lola? La 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 Lola. Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not the world's most physical guy. When she squeezed me tight, she nearly broke my spine. Oh, my Lola.
Yeah. I remember that song.
Basically, that song was it was Ray or Dave Davies of the Kinks that actually met this bloke / woman called Lola, and it turned out to be a man. Yeah, that's what he wrote the song about. If you listen to the song Lola by the Kinks, yeah, it was wrote about a transvestite. Sorry, it's just fucking come to my head now. I'm really sorry. Oh dear.
Well, do
Sorry. Yeah.
you know when these trannies don't let on the transvestite, and they go with a bloke, and then the bloke finds out.
Yeah, that's it,
Was,
mate. Yeah, yeah.
Who the-
wasn't it a Beatles song? Get back to where you once belong. Jojo was a man who thought he was a
He was a
woman.
loner. Yep.
There you go. Singing about trannies back then. Get back. Get back.
Oh,
Get back where you once belong.
Jamie, Stephen wants a link. Got a new link for Stephen. I can't send it, you see. Oh, Jamie's on
I'm
mute.
sure I sent it.
All right, the new link. No, he'll end up trying to give us a ring.
I
He
thought I
won't,
had them,
he
unless
won't
I
take
kind
the
of
link.
forgot, maybe.
He'll end up trying to
Let's
ring.
just try sending it now then.
Get back.
Yeah, I sent it 2116. You should find it. It's in there.
Yeah, it's the next link. It's the one underneath.
Yeah, that was 2116 because I started the
Oh,
stream
916.
before then. Because
All
I
right.
literally just sent it up to him when I started, so you should be able
Right,
to get through that link. But I can send another one out. No problem.
Well, it's just like it's just come up on Hangouts.
I'm not going to stay on much longer anyway.
No.
I mean, you can have a
Yeah,
chat, but
yeah, it won't be on YouTube, but we could carry on. You know.
yeah.
Well, that's all I'm here for, anyways, to talk to you. Do you know what I mean? I'm not really bothered about audiences and things.
No, that's it, mate. Like we're not really bothered about audiences. I mean, me and Jamie's like started chatting on Hangouts privately, and like with a few others, like Jin, and there's a few more of us. Tom Corner, you know Tom Corner, Nick.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, we've been chatting, and it was just one day we said, "Oh, we'll set our own channel up to go live on." You know, rather than just using like our own channels on YouTube, we'll set a new channel up. So that's what we've done. That's why we're doing this, basically. You know.
It's nice to see sort of back on the old format or Jimmy used to do before, but not like on the same subject. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. That's why we're doing it. Basically, just like it's like, you know, just an independent channel that we can all chat on live and do a YouTube live. Yeah. So we're not like on
Well,
our own channel. Yeah. So it's
we've
just
all
an
been flat earthers, haven't we?
Mm.
We got now, so it's like the flat earth opens you up to so much like what you didn't know before because you've looked at so much. You know what I mean? You start to realise there's a lot more stuff going on.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of the time when people have all these flat earthers on the panel and they don't really have a lot of globers or whatever you call them. I mean, that it's just for confirmation bias, really.
Yeah, but it's like the same subject all the time. It's like, how many times can I argue about the shape sort of thing? It's like there's some really interesting stuff hanging on these hangouts. The people's farmed out, and it's like, you know what I mean? It's good.
Okay. Yeah, it's good. It's good to just like have a chat like this live on YouTube as well. I think.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's not
I
just.
don't mind.
I mean, it wasn't just to be a flat Earth channel. It's not that. It's not all about that. We didn't really want to talk all about flat Earth. It's just real conversations going on. So we're just having a general chit chat. It's like you see all these people now on YouTube, and they just talk about all sorts. It's just like everyday lives and whatnot, and you know, and what they've been up to and sort of that sort of thing. It's like, whereas you go on some people's channels, Mick, and it's just flat Earth, and you start trying to talk about something else, you know, like what you've been doing or
But they say stay on topic.
general, yeah, just general life, you know, and they don't like it. And it's like, wait a minute, this is what people need to be talking about. It's like just general fucking topics, general,
Anything,
you
yeah,
know,
anything
what
goes,
you
anything.
experienced in your life, and you know what you've, you know, shit that you've done. You know, I don't mean like, oh, like going to the supermarket and I, you know, I bet that in that case it could be because it's like Jamie's vegan now, and he could be talking about something that he found out that with the veganism, which is absolutely fair enough. You know, we talk about all sorts of stuff,
Well,
but that's what we,
there are all things to bring to the table.
yeah, but that's what we was doing on the private hangouts,
No,
Jamie.
no pun intended.
We was just talking about all sorts of stuff, though, weren't we? You know, just generally, you know, it's just like general chit chat, yeah. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same
even
as
when
you'd have,
we were like, on,
same
like
as you'd
even
have
when
in
I
a
was on
pub.
the like main channel that I used to have, and it would, you know, the chats would probably go into like, you know, like magnetism or something, and you know, kind of, you know, what is magnetism and stuff like that, and
yeah.
and you know, it would go into stuff like diets and stuff and other avenues. And
It's funny
that's how we get
because
back to like those kind of times where it was like, where you know, it was just kind of free flowing really, and just.
We can
that's
see.
it. You start off on one topic, and as you start off, it's like Chinese whispers. It's like goes through the end of the fucking conversation. You'll be talking about something completely fucking different. You know what I mean? So we'll just be on something completely else, and you just carry on with it. You just go with the flow. You know, it's that's it. Go with the flow sort of conversation. Yeah. So that's what I like about it. Doing this, it's brilliant. I think
Yeah.
that's what I love about doing this. And I love talking on Hangouts and live shit and that. You know, I love it. Yeah. I don't think there's, you know, my wife might complain because I'm talking too loud, or which is at work now, so it don't really matter.
Oh, you can shut the place
She won't
down.
hear me. Oh yeah. Kids won't hear me. Yeah, kids won't hear me, so I'm right. Yeah.
You find it's like
Right.
the stuff we talk about is it's like you get on these hangouts because it's so controversial. Some of it, it's like permission to speak freely, and it's relaxing to be able to talk about things that you can't really talk about with other people who's not on the same wavelength.
Yep. That's it. That's it. That's the very thing, mate. Yeah. We're all on the same wavelength. Yeah. That's the best thing about it.
Well, it's nice if you can all test each other's theories without getting emotionally involved, isn't it? It's like just, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to change your mind, but we can just have to ask the questions that you've got.
Yeah.
That's all.
Oh, Jason said I've talked too loud. Oh, sorry, Jason. I don't mean
Like,
to.
if you talk too loud, what do I talk?
Over everyone else when they're fucking talking. That's the only reason I do it. It's because everyone else is trying to talk, trying to get your word in edgeways. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right there. You know, Brenda thought I was upset. No, I'm not upset at all, Brenda. I'm real. That's the thing. I'm a real live wire. I'm passionate. That's passion, what you felt there. Passion.
Brenda likes to project, doesn't she? She projects herself.
Yeah, exactly. She met a match today. More than a match. More than a handful. Went straight to the insult.
That's my why the insults start coming out. I was getting called a fucking moron and all sorts of stuff. And I'm thinking, eh? She's going ballistic.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I said, she's you're delusional. You know, don't even know if you're a man or a woman. And you want to talk about science. You know.
Science. Yeah, bullshit.
Well, it's like Do you know, this is what I was saying though, is all through history, at every point in history, they thought that almost at the pinnacle there's nothing much more they could know, because they don't know what they don't know yet. So facts change, don't they? What you think is a fact today can be no longer a fact, because I was saying at one point they thought the earth was flat for longer than we thought it was a ball. You're not saying whether it was or not. What I'm saying is, it's like, that was a fact, but then
But how would you know that they even thought it was flat, though?
I also said that. How could you ever prove any of it?
Yeah, because you
Yeah.
can't really go back in time and find out. They could have just placed all this stuff, like with the Bible. It could just all be placed, or it might not even be that old.
I very doubt it, do you, that it's that old. And the thing is, if it was true then, why doesn't it reoccur now? Why isn't the people... Like, if somebody says, I got spoke to by God and I wrote the Bible, would people believe them? Like, it would have to be come from a certain time period to be believed. Or would you get carted off? I came
Well,
from
it's
a
like
very...
we've presented two options, aren't we? Like evolution or creation. And it's like, well, what if they're both wrong? What if there's a third option?
Oh, what's the third option, though, Jamie?
Well, that would be that, like, it's always been here.
Yeah, whoa, yeah. Ah, you see, that's a good fucking point, that mate. That's a good point. Always been here. It's always been here, right? There's the theory of evolution. There's the theory of creation. But we've always been here.
But is it logical to assume something has to have been here all the time? You know what I mean? You can't...
come on, Mick. Can you see a Big Bang theory, Big Bang throughout in outer space, creating this fucking spinning ball, right? And created everything on this earth. Is that what you could, logically in your head, is that what you could see?
Well, if I look at everything that I experience, everything that explodes destroys everything. It doesn't create anything. So there's a reversal from the moment it created itself, the bang.
Mm.
And then you
Well, it
kind
would
of...
be like destroy, rebuild, and there'd be that cycle of, because, like, so maybe that would go for consciousness as well, like that. It's like building, and it's like kind of, destroying and then rebuilding kind of thing. I don't know, like, if that's possible, but
well, do you know, there's like Inception, isn't there, where everything gets divided up into a small, and then when in that you divide it again.
I've never seen Inception, but I've like heard what it's about.
You know the concept. It's like you can, in your mind, you can't come to a point where you can't half it anymore. You know what I mean? It's like the old gold molecule. You can't say, well, I can't put, that's it. There's nothing exists anymore, because what happened to the last two bits that you just cut?
Mick, can you see chat at the minute?
Say what?
Can you see the chat on YouTube at the minute?
Yeah, I can see the chat. I've got something I wanted to say. Hang on, Lee. I wanted to say this. Reality creator says, but people mistake narcissism, vanity, and arrogance for confidence, right? And that Brenda will talk about anything. She will argue about anything.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like it should just be there to antagonize, like.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think she's there for.
I just want to say to Mick, Eternal Padawans just put in chat to Mick, could our reality be a destroyed remnant of an older universe?
No. The universe didn't exist in the first place. The universe is a man's made concept.
Well, the universe,
Big Bang.
the universe that you experience is in you as much as it is out here, isn't it? It's actually in you more than it is out there, because you don't have to be there to think about it. It's like you know the way around your street without ever walking it.
Yeah, but For me, I can't. I don't believe in the universe at all. It's coming from the Big Bang, that Big Bang theory, bang, and there's the universe. No,
Yeah, but
the universe is as fake as fake is fake. Space is fake, and the universe is fake.
What's up there? What we
That's
looking?
it.
What we looking at when we look up? Would you
We're just
say?
looking at. I believe we're looking at a dome and the sky. That is a sky there, and that is a. If you want to call it space, yeah, but I don't believe it expands to trillions of miles. And you
trillions
know, I don't
of
believe
light
that.
years.
Those are you.
Hang on a second. That would be buying into the heliocentric model and the Big Bang theory. I don't go there with that. We're not. It doesn't expand that far.
It's a concept.
So the universe that you've seen in movies from the fantasy, beware. Just be careful.
So see,
Be careful what you believe.
this is a good one because if you think about it, everything has to be inside of something else, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Everything. Because
Yeah.
if you have a dome, it has to be an outside of the dome, and then that whatever's there has to. Do you see what I mean? It goes on and on.
Yeah. If there is an outside of the dome, I don't know if there is one. No one's been there to prove it. So it's just theory at this point, supposition, a belief, of course, if you want that, and
Well, it's whatever.
hypothesis.
It's whatever concept you can ever think of has to
Yeah.
parameters. The universe has to be in something. It can't be expanding and making itself. It has to be in something.
Well, they're on about like the space time and all that thing, you know.
Yeah, all that crap that they
it's all
put out
warped
there
and it's like the
substantiate.
four
Yeah.
dimensions and it's all kind of expanding and contracting and whatever. I mean, that's kind of, I don't want to like misrepresent it, but I think that's kind of what they kind of say is happening. Like like the Big Bang is
Yes.
what they're actually saying. That's the wrong terminology. That it's actually an expansion of space time.
So if you try and
Yeah,
make
but it's all rubbish anyway. It's all NASA and the astrophysicist crap, pseudoscience dogma. That's what that is.
Because they're talking about things like time dilation and stuff like that.
Yeah, what is? We don't know that. All we've got is the time.
So if they believe in that, then it's like you could basically come up with some batshit crazy theory about how some other shape of the Earth could work, and
Exactly,
sort of
Jamie.
in a way, like you could say it's because there's people who actually believe it's shaped like a roulette wheel, like where it kind of dips in like the equator and it goes up towards the like extremities, whatever. I mean, I mean, like, the center and to the edge, whatever. But
yeah, I see, man. And we're
the
in the
thing with
middle
that
of
though is you would have downward curving bits, then you'd have upward curving bits on it.
Yeah, but we don't experience it when we fly though. That's the only thing. We don't experience it and we don't visualize it. So it's a good idea. Yeah.
Like I want to do a test myself, but like what could really be accurate? Like I just want to like prove it one way or the other, or just prove to myself that I can't prove it, if you will. Because if I'm getting contradicting results, then maybe that would imply that like maybe it doesn't have a shape or something. Like I don't know, like if you get what I'm saying.
Is there anything physical in this world you have experienced without sci-fi and movies? It's physical and has no shape.
Well,
it leads you to think that.
I don't know. Like, I mean, like, I'm not saying it's not a shape. I mean, like maybe it kind of was, but like maybe it's something else other than what we've been given, as in like the model.
I'm not asking that. What I'm asking you is, have you experienced anything in life that's physical that has no shape?
No, I haven't.
Well, nothing really has any kind of
unless we've got
shape. It's like you can say, well, it's a square, and it's like, but it's not exactly a square, is it?
Unless we take air, you know, that doesn't have a shape, but it's there. It's physical.
So what I'll be right in assuming if I start to add things on, I'm only using my imagination to do that. I'm not using actual experience of the physical world.
Yeah, but if, let's just say I was to do a test and it was to not prove either, then what do you then with that information?
Say again. Sorry.
If I was to do tests and it was to prove neither, let's just say I was getting contradicting results, then what am I supposed to do with that information?
Would be what it suggests is you can't conclude anything from it.
Yeah.
So if you can't prove it, then why would it have a shape if we're not supposed to know what shape it is, then what what's the point in if it does have a shape and and we're not supposed to know what it is, what's the point of that?
I think the evidence is self-evident there, the actual place where we live, and that's it.
So what about when I'll go back to it. I know I don't really go on with this too much longer, but when you look at through say a theodolite and it's not coming to where you would expect it to on a flat Earth, but it's more like what you would see on a globe, with the appearing to curve down that drop off.
Can I just say one thing, Jimmy? Is the things when you use that theodolite, is there other factors could alter or influence the result?
Well, I've heard this argument that people use called the collimation error, but if you was to get the same results every time, then what are the chances that the error is about the same amount every time?
Well, are there phenomena that happens that could lead you to interpret it a certain way that you can't actually prove?
Well, if you say you can't prove that, then you can't really prove out, so there's really not much point even really kind of
Well, I would say
trying
that.
anymore.
But if you're convinced and you're trying to prove something, you'll overlook that, won't you, and say, well, that's conclusive.
Well, I would sort of do it with all the variables taken into account, and then see what it matches closest to.
But you don't.
Without any bias.
But you don't know what you don't know, do you? That could be a phenomenon that you can't tell that's happening. You've just interpreted wrong, and we just say to this, and we've always thought it's that. But there's just been no way to.
We mean there might just be some kind of, I don't know, turbulence that's skewing with the results.
What I'm saying is, the way if you was never told the image in your eye was upside down and your brain turns it the right way, you would never question it. It's only because you know that.
I've thought about that. That wouldn't actually kind of change where it would appear in terms of.
No, what I'm saying is that I'm not saying.
Yeah, I kind of get what you're saying, but but we kind of know more now, don't we? That the eye flips it. So I was looking into other possible things, like maybe the shape of the eye. But
what I'm saying now is it's only because of information that we've gained since then we've realised that the image goes in upside down. When somebody put a pinprick in some thing, up until the point we didn't know what was unknown, we just assumed. You see what I mean? And you're going to get to another bit of information and assume this. But the danger is when you say it's absolutely right, 100%, and nothing ever is, I don't think.
Well, what might be a good idea is to see if the Earth even is as big as what we're told, because then that might throw out the whole maths then, because
not
the size, it's well, this drop that they're saying should be there might not be the case, so then it would imply that there's some kind of screwing up with the the mathematics, because I suppose you'd have to assume that the Earth's that big to then kind of you know, to kind of make it somewhat work, I suppose. I don't know. Because they could say, well, there's this refraction going on, so that kind of accounts for what's should be missing. But yeah, like if it was not even the same size, then maybe that would. Oh, but then it would. How would you even prove what size it is? I suppose.
Yeah, we need to physically fly, or we don't know the actual size.
How would you even get that high up?
Well, it's not even. It's for me because I know that the Earth is flat here now. How far it extends from Antarctica, we are being restricted from knowing this knowledge at the moment, right? That's the problem. Then we need to get in a plane, and it's a good point because there's somebody putting up a challenge, a person whose homepage is called Exploring Again. Exploring Again is saying that he wants to go out and go to Antarctica and explore it. He's raising some money. He's raised some money. Go to his homepage, Exploring Again, and he's posed a question: which would you rather go to first, the North Pole or Antarctica, the South Pole? He's posed a question. The site is Exploring Again, and the logo is a lion, red and white.
How do you know
lion.
it's legit though?
Yeah, Exploring Again. The person's name is. Read his story. Very interesting. I was.
Do you remember what happened with that Des Walsh character? And he said he was going to explore the edge of flat Earth. I mean, that guy was just taking a mick.
Well, probably there was some guy on Zoom Truth today. I was on Zoom Truth's channel today in the chat room, and Zoom Truth invited this guy Exploring Again, a guest, and he was talking about going to Antarctica, and he was asking for people to come and join him. So his homepage is there. Click on the homepage and have a look. He's posed a question to everybody, anyone interested. Which would you rather go to first, the North Pole or the South Pole, for example?
Jamaica.
Okay. Exploring Again. And their logo is a red lion, red and white lion. Exploring Again. Check it out. On the, don't know if anyone's checking it out now, but.
Would any use actually
Go on, Mick, sorry.
I was just going to ask you all, would any use actually go to one of these hostile fucking places and march across it? Really?
I'd love to go. I would love to go, definitely. I would love to go. If I had the opportunity, I would go. Buy the equipment necessary and let's go out there and have a look. Let's see what there is. Of course, I do believe I think before I could really go, we need to send the military there because they've got the equipment and the technology to go that far. But at the moment, they're under control as well by the powers that be. Unfortunately.
It's like, so you want to go there, nobody else thinks that there might be anything there. Well, it would come from space, so it's like a bit awkward, isn't it? It's like if you had to do it, it would have to be off your own bat, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Unless you have a coup and overtake the military.
Yeah, it's the military. I think it's the perfect job for the military.
So let's say they went. You'd have to believe the military, wouldn't you?
Well, they're going to give us real-time footage. Look. They're going to give us real-time footage, of course, all the time, filming. Do you know what I mean? They're going to give it to us. They're going to give us. That's a given. They're going to be giving us real-time footage.
I'll tell you what I think this other stuff comes from is Admiral Byrd, and I think that was just a way to channel funds the same way NASA does now. It was just a place you were never going to go to that we can get all the money for and just fake it.
Yeah, but in reality, we won't be faking it because in order for this to happen, obviously the revolution would have happened. So the military would have been disbanded to the point where there's no weapons, but we can still send them out there. give them some equipment, and away they go. So you know,
Believe them.
it's definitely provable what there is out there. We can do it.
Would you
There's
believe
enough money, print the money, and it can be done. It can be done. It's not a difficulty. It's not difficult.
Would you believe them though, Jim?
I would, yeah. I would believe it because we'd have real-time footage of their progress.
How would you know it was real?
Look, you've got on the ground. You'll have on the ground footage. You'll have in the air aircraft footage. Come on, man. You know, come on. I mean, when you watch a football game, you believe that's real, don't you? Football game, even though it might be fixed.
Well, then
Watch it.
is it real when it's getting fixed? That's what
Say
we
that again.
The game is fixed.
It could be, but at least you see the players kicking the ball around, yeah. And believe the game. You believe the game happened anyway, in a ground that you weren't there at the time. So you know what I mean. That's a mad question, really. Mad question. Come on.
Yeah, come on, Jim.
I just say evidence getting shown to you. I'm not saying evidence is proof. Or say you get denied, and I'm just thinking, well, what evidence do you accept? If you don't trust the source, then how we show you the real thing. And if you haven't seen it,
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to trust anything NASA pushes out or the Himo or Mawari. I'm not going to trust it. You know, anything.
If you've got a real picture, what could you compare it to? Only what you think it would look like, and you only think what it looks like is from pictures you've been shown. Do you see what I mean? So it's your reference point of what you're going to use, of what you're looking at.
Yeah. All I've seen is lies at the point. All I've seen is CGI lies, so I recognise a CGI immediately.
It's like saying something looks realistic and you've never seen the real thing.
Now, the real thing would look different from CGI, that's for sure. We've been given CGI only. So anything else that could be real would have to be video as well as photo. Real time from the so-called satellites that are out there that haven't given us one image. And the ISS that hasn't given us one real image. There we go. It's just hideous.
So if I was comparing the real image to the false image, what difference am I looking for?
What difference would you be looking for?
Yeah, well, what am I comparing it against?
Well, you're going to be looking for example, the video image of the Earth spinning would be mind blowing, wouldn't it? Because you'd be able to zoom in and see life happening in front of your eyes. Planes flying upside down, ships sailing from northern hemisphere to the southern hemisphere. You'd be able to see this.
Hang on.
So you could like zoom in. How far away would you be zooming in from?
Well, wherever the satellites are, of course, if they're there.
How far are the satellites? Do you know?
They're miles away, from what I gather.
So
How many miles do you think?
I have heard the numbers. I can Google it if you want it. From what they tell us, I don't know.
Well, it's just like, you know, I'm just wondering what kind of like camera you would need to be able to resolve those kind of details from that kind of height.
Yeah. So what I really would want would be a satellite that would be close enough to show that, and you could zoom in.
But if it was that close, then you wouldn't be able to see enough of it for it to be like probably conclusive to a lot of people.
You'd be able to. Don't get me wrong. You would be able to.
Can I ask you this, Jim? Right. So, if Earth's on Earth, we've got a globe, haven't you? And you've got England on that little globe. It's tiny, isn't it? England.
Yeah, like Japan, tiny.
How big is it from one end to the other?
Sorry?
How big is it from one end to the other? England.
I'm going to give a rough estimate here. How many miles is it from north to south? Probably, 1,000 miles? I'm guessing.
Well, let's say is it 1,000?
I don't know. I'm just guessing. 800, 900 miles, 1,000 miles.
Well, I thought it was 500 from one side.
You thought it was from south to north, 500 miles, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, well, it might be 500 miles then. There you are.
So you take every 100. So you take 2 of those and you go that height above it. You see what I mean?
I think it's more than 500 miles. It's more than
All right,
500
then let's
miles.
say it's 1,000. Let's say it's 1,000, right? We take, let's say it's 10 millimeters long. So each millimeter represents 1,000 mile.
Okay.
And we take,
Each millimeter represents 1,000 miles.
So subjective.
right?
Yeah.
So then I
Okay.
take 2 of those millimeters and I hold that above the globe. If I take, do you know what I mean, in the right proportions.
Yeah, yeah.
But how would I see a plane flying upside down from that view if it's only 200 mile up?
From what? You're talking about the ISS now being 200 miles?
ISS now, think how much further I'd have to go back from what
No,
the ISS.
you need to go further. You need to go a little bit further out. But
Little
I
bit.
think, yeah, but I think, don't you think you would, for even from 200 miles, you would be able to see, because it's supposed to be going around. Yeah, so you should be able to see that.
Well,
Even
that's
from
all
200 miles, you
like
should be able
NASA, doesn't NASA show you a curve that's not there and they show you so fucking much of a curve that it's ridiculous?
It's ridiculous, isn't it? Yeah, exactly. I agree with you, mate.
So what I'm saying is from 200 mile up off a globe, in them proportions, you would never see anything upside down. And if you got far enough back, you wouldn't have a telescope powerful enough to see it because of
No,
the
you'd have to. No, what I'm trying to say to you is that you've got these satellites that can supposedly move around and orbit. During their orbit, you should see something. I mean, the ISS is supposedly orbiting the Earth, so they should be able to show us these things zoomed in. It should be. They should be able to do this. It should be doable.
It should be wicked, shouldn't it? Like I've seen the Google thing, and it should be absolutely wicked satellites. And there's another one for you. You've got a force pulling in on it, hasn't it? So let's just look at the globe model. You've got a force that's supposed to be pulling a satellite in, and the spin is just enough to hold it out from that force pulling it in, isn't it? And it stays in that spin, isn't it? Isn't that how it works? Supposedly.
Supposedly, yeah.
So you think of this. These ones that are further out must be a lot smaller than the ones closer in. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And then speed have to change, and then you get collisions and all sorts. It doesn't
Absolutely, yeah. Oh, yeah. No. I'm totally with you on that. No accidents have been mentioned, not once.
because the speed has to do with the weight of the thing and the velocity, doesn't it? For how much of the pull is on it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the whole thing about the ISS orbiting the Earth because it's free falling round is absurd anyway. Free falling round. It's just ridiculous in its statement. And things just drop down normally, straight down. They don't drop and then suddenly orbit sideways. It just doesn't happen, man. It doesn't happen in nature.
Well, here's another one. Another lunar lander.
Yes, I'm a lunar lander, yeah.
Let's take off from the moon. Every little rotation that they've done, the people inside would have remained steady, wouldn't they? So they'd have clattered off the inside of it. And any time they moved, that whole thing would have moved every time they touched it to steady themselves.
That's right. I totally agree with you. Yeah. And but not only that, it's not possible for anything to be floating up there anyway. Zero gravity. It's rubbish because in a vacuum, that nothing floats. There is nothing to give you buoyancy. You would need constant fuel power to reach that moon, and they didn't carry it on the lunar module. It's not there. It's just not there. In the rocket, 95% of the fuel is spent, expelled, just taking off. So once you get into supposedly 60 miles up the Kármán line and you're into space now, what's giving you the buoyancy? Because according to the experiments I've seen, in a vacuum, nothing floats, everything drops. A drone flies with wings, they can't fly. Balloons drop down. So there's nothing in space that gives you buoyancy. So it's all a lie anyway. It's a hoax. Nature doesn't lie, you see, as I keep saying to people. The word vacuum doesn't give you the right that you've got zero gravity suddenly. See? It's just crap.
I'll tell you this one. Do you know we've got hydrogen and helium, and they're lighter than they aren't they? So when they're released down here, where the fuck do they go? Sorry, I keep swearing. I just how I am. I'm sorry.
No, it's right. It's after 9. You're all right, mate.
Yeah, but no, you're not all right because other people will be watching it later on.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So we try and curb the habit. It's best. But anyway, helium gases. Well, for me, they rise up. If they don't dissipate, then they must be forming some kind of layer up there in our atmosphere. That's all I can say.
Have you seen the experiment with liquid helium in a vacuum?
I'm going to look it up. I haven't seen that. Not yet. No.
It becomes super still. It's called a superfluid, and it'll actually leak through glass because it has no velocity whatsoever. Now, if you're looking at these bodies through a telescope, you know.
Can I hear that again, please? Wait a minute. Liquid helium.
Yeah.
Can go through glass.
Yeah. Pours out of glass.
What? Sorry.
It becomes still, and then it doesn't even look like a liquid anymore, and it starts to leak through the glass.
Hang on, does it come out like a smoke?
No, it actually drips out the bottom of the glass, like it just pours out like you was put it in a bag of.
Okay,
tea.
but if you sealed the edge of the glass, it wouldn't come out then, would it?
Not if you use glass. It just drips out the glass. It has nothing can hold it. It'll just drip out.
Well, if you put the glass upside down and trap it, it can escape.
You can put it in a jar, seal the jar in pure glass, so it's airtight. The minute you put it in a vacuum, it turns into a superfluid and it will start to leak out of the glass.
How's it leaking? How's it leaking out of the glass? How?
Well, watch the experiment. Don't ask me how it happens, right? What I'm saying is, there's weird shit that we don't know why things happen. So
yeah. So this liquid is it coming out of the body of the glass, or is it coming out of the gap at the bottom? It's still.
I'm not going to explain to you. I'm telling you, just look up liquid helium.
Look it up. I am going to look it up later on. Thank you. Liquid helium in vacuum chamber. I'm going to be looking that up shortly.
Just look up superfluid helium. Right. So
yeah, thank you very much. Superfluid helium. I will look that up. Superfluid helium in a glass.
Yeah.
In a vacuum, yeah.
I'm just gonna get off now, so you can carry on chatting, but I'm just gonna wrap it up. So, all right. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Well, thanks everybody for coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cheers.
All right.
Cheers. Bye, Brian.
Yeah. Cheers. Right. See you later. Bye.